family. How are you doing? This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach for motivation and more. I don't know why the green screen won't turn off. Technical difficulties. I was trying to stop it, but it won't stop. It won't stop and turn off the screen. I've been trying to get something else, so you guys are just going to have to forgive me for this one, or I would turn the camera off. But I didn't want to stop today's topic, and today's topic is shifting from invisible to the brightest light. Now, motivators family, I can tell you that for so many years, I used to be invisible, not because other people didn't see me, but because I didn't see myself. So, this is a live stream to talk about real, with the honesty, with the realistic, not being, no, not sugarcoating anything, but being real and honest with you guys, that we really need to shift from the way that we treat ourselves and not the way other people treat us. Because of life, so many of us get treated very disrespectfully, like we're not even around, like we're not even seen, and we are seen. You are heard, you are valid, you are important, you do have good things to do and say and promote. But because of life, sometimes you may not have the confidence to believe in yourself. You may not have the support to be there in those very important times. But what counts, motivators family, is you. I'm gonna hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to. I'm trying to find a way to turn it off. Hold on. I'm trying to find a way to turn it off. And I think the only way to turn it off is to probably start the stream over again, and I'm not going into that. So we're just gonna have to push through this green screen thing. It won't let me turn off the green screen, so we're gonna keep on pushing through. I hope you all are doing well. Happy Wisdom Wednesday, and I am Marlene Motivates, your life coach for motivation, mindset shifting, and more. Today's topic is shift from invisible to visible. How many of us have been invisible for so long? Maybe not that you're not there, but that other people don't see you. And it's time for us to stop being invisible, to shift to being the brightest light in the room, being the brightest, illuminating, not allowing any negatives or what other people have to say or their opinions to stop you from shining brightly and being your best self. Okay. The most important thing that I have to say to you is, in order for us to shine brightly, there's three things that we have to do. Three things. If you want to be a bright light, there's three things that you have to do. And the number one thing is that you have to recognize the evil, the people with evil intentions, evil motives, evil way of trying to backstab you or use you. There's so much evil in this world, and there's also so many evil people. Usually, those people who are the most evil to you are your own relatives. It's your own spouse, your own kids. And it can be shocking to realize that the people that you care about the most don't care about you. It's very hurtful, but it's the truth, it's the reality. So, in order for us to do those shifts, we have to see that there are some people that are in our lives that is not good for us. There's so many people, they're just not good for you. Those relatives, those coworkers, those people on social media, there is evil everywhere if you're paying attention. If you're tapping into discernment, if you respect yourself, you're going to be able to see it. So, motivators family, I'm asking for you to take off those rose colored glasses. Stop making the excuses from the past. If you have been invisible for so long and not using your gifts, believing that you can't do something, allowing yourself to be hurt for so long, one thing that my therapist taught me, and it was gold, it was a nugget, it's something that I want to give to you. I want to pay it forward to all of my motivators family here, is that it's not until you believe that you deserve to heal before you will. See, I spent many years of my life very angry for so many things that my parents had done, my siblings had done, things that happened to me in the past, maybe to being taken advantage of, being abused, being disrespected. So many evil things happen to us from childhood onward into adulthood that we take it on, and it allows us to kind of blend into the background. Not really making any big moves, not really doing the things that we need to do for ourselves when we should. So tap into those things. Really pay attention. What is making me invisible? Is it me? Is it my past? And these are the times where it's not just enough to be honest with yourself. You have to be transparent. Am I the one holding myself back? Is it some residual hurt? Is it some of the words that people have said? Maybe some verbal abuse, maybe some that maybe depleted you, like it deflated you like a balloon and made you feel that you were nothing. And it's time for us to stop feeling that we are invisible and make ourselves visible. I want to see more of my motivators family shining brightly, being the bright light that they are. And what happens when you allow yourself to illuminate, when you allow yourself to be that bright light, you are going to elevate. You are going to be at peace. There's going to be joy in your life. You're going to be prospering and winning. And that's what I want for every single one of my motivators family. Hey, always, how are you doing? I cannot turn off my green screen. I'm sorry, guys. I know that it could be probably pretty irritating, but I've been trying to get to turn it off. So please forgive me that I can't turn off this green screen. We're going to push through it and continue on. I hope you guys are all well on this Wednesday. So, shift from invisible to the brightest light. What I want to say right now is I want to speak over your life. I want to speak over your life. Maybe your parents never told you that you could do great things. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what other people have said about you. It's time for us to stop blending into the background. It's time for us to stop being invisible, and it's time for us to stand out, to be our best self, be your best individual possible, be the happiest woman, be the happiest man that you can be. And letting go of the hurt, of the anger, of the drama, of the negativity. You're the only one that can do that. Always, thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate it. So that's something that I feel like is important that I want to pause for a second. We can become invisible because of the evil in this world. Maybe it's injustice that has happened to you, abuse, disrespect, manipulation, lack of support is so many evil things in this world that can make every single one of us as a human being. And yes, you are human. You have feelings, but when you are around individuals that are very selfish, they only care about what they want and they don't care about you. And it's time for us to identify that we're not making excuses for other people. Some are just evil. Put that out. They're just evil. They only care about themselves. They're very selfish. So I wanted to encourage every single one of you to not allow the past to not allow the projections of other people, to not let the evil in this world, to not let excuses cause you to fade away. And we really do have to focus in on our mental health and allowing ourselves to be happy. Let yourself be happy. For the first time in our lives, maybe you never even thought about that. It wasn't until I got to be well past 20 before I realized that I have to stop living for other people or living through other people and start living for me. Asking myself, what do I want to do with my life? Who do I want to be? What kind of stamp, imprint? What do I want to leave as my legacy? And then you move forward. See, when I started to think about myself and why I was made for a reason, why I was made for a purpose, and you were made for a reason, you were made for a purpose, you have something to give, but with the amount of evil that happens in this world, and there is so much of it, there's so much evil, there's so much dark energy. There's so much dark energy, there's so much dark people, there's so many people who can be very sinister and cold and using you to where you just become invisible, or you get to the point where you just stop caring about yourself. You let yourself go. You don't take care of your health. You don't take care of the way you treat yourself, your personal care. You don't care for your mindset. And this is something that is very important in order for us to shift into brightening our light and being the best persons that we can be. We cannot do it unless we put a new narrative in our life. See, for many years, from my childhood up until a few years ago, I didn't have that thought to tell myself I can do great things, but it starts with shifting your mindset. And as your life coach, I always am going to recommend that to every single one of you. Well, thank you so much for accomplishing the goal always. I really appreciate it. I want to tell somebody who needs to hear it today. Even if you were invisible to other people, maybe with your ex or past friends or people on social media, you may have been invisible to them. Hey, Dee, how are you? Welcome. You may have been invisible to your ex or your siblings or people on social media, or some people just aren't going to like you. Some will just never support you, what you're about, what you stand for, because they don't have the courage to be you. Don't let the past, don't let your situation, don't let other people make you feel less about yourself, because you're not less than. You are somebody. Not only somebody valid and important, but somebody valuable. I want to do some of that inner work, some of that healing for your mindset, and let you know that there is hope. Okay? There is hope. There's hope for you, and there's also hope for me. There's hope for us to be our best self. There's hope for us to get into our next level, to elevate, to escalate. See, but it starts with an empowered mind. When you empower your mind, you empower your life. And I'll say that again. When you empower your mind, you empower your life. Until you believe that you can do things, until you shift who you allow to direct and have control and power over your mind, it will continue. Until I let go of those toxic people, until I stop listening to those negative things, I have to tell you guys that for such a long time in my life, I was a very sad person. I think I spent many years of my life being very depressed. Many years of my life feeling sad and feeling like something was wrong with me. No, it's not that something is wrong with you, it's the people that you are around. When you are surrounded by negative, evil, wickedness, users, it drains you. It drains all, saps all of the life out of you. You cannot have any empowerment, any uplifting in your own life if you have people that all they do is drain and strain you. So when I stopped allowing people to drain me, I stopped letting them know my business. Okay, that's a very important thing. Don't let them know your business. Stop confiding in people. Stop expecting something that people can't give. And that's a part of the turning from being invisible to brightening your own light, your own inner light, is keeping yourself around people who believe in you, people who support you, people who are there for you. If you don't have people who are there for you and only people who they take your money, they take your time, they take your energy, they take your wisdom, they're just users, you know? And if you keep letting people run over you, we're not rugs, we're not doormats. We're not fools. We're not stupid. So you have to start acting like such. When you know you're worthy, when you know you're enough, you treat yourself as such. You don't allow the evil that's going on in the world or what other people have to say about you, their opinions. You cast that to the side. Don't believe other people's opinions of you. Okay, they don't like you. So what? They don't support you. So what? Stop giving it so much power. When I stopped giving those relatives or those alleged friends or people who are in my life wanting something that they couldn't give me, I gave myself power back. It's like I plugged myself back into the source. I plugged myself back into my own energy, and my light began to be bright. Your light will become brighter when you stop letting people drain you. But we're the ones that have to be empowered. You have to empower yourself, and nobody can do that for you but you. Hold on a second. No, thank you always. Nobody can do that for you but you. It's not until you believe that you deserve things before you will start to get those things. And it's not just saying, I want X, Y, and Z. Well, that's good. That's a nice start. But you get out of this life what you believe. Hi, Marcel. How are you doing? You get out of this life what you believe that you are. So if you believe you can do something, if you are confident, if you assert yourself, if you believe in yourself, you are going to go for things that's outside of the comfort zone. Now, I have to tell you guys something, that the comfort zone, it is easy. It's comfortable. It makes us happy. It's the reason why people stay there. It's why they stay stuck. They stay in miserable relationships, people who are using them and draining them. And I didn't expect more than two people to come into this life, because this is a life for the empowered woman, the empowered men, the ones that want something better and different. And I know that that's only going to be very little, very few people who are going to be doing that. Let's see what I missed. I just saw a comment pop up. Thank you, Marcel. I really appreciate it. So, one thing that I had to learn is not giving people my power, my energy. Okay? D says, that's why I am here. Yes, we each have a reason. We each have a purpose. We each have a brightness, a light inside of us. And D, your light is your light. My light is my light. Always light is her light. Um, who else that came in here? Um, Marcel's light is Marcel's light. When you try to be in competition with other people, that is what dims your light. When you focus on yourself, taking care of your health, taking care of your skin, your nails, your teeth, doing all of the good things for yourself. And many people will tell you that you're being selfish, but it's not. the more that I started focusing on my light, taking care of my mental health, focusing on my joy, using my talents, taking care of me, you don't have time for anything else, but you're only going to escalate. You're only going to grow. You're only going to be a better woman or a better man because you are focusing on yourself. Too many of us, we focus on those negative things. This is going wrong in my life, and this one doesn't like me, and this one doesn't support me. If you stay in that negative space of focusing on the people who don't focus on you, you will never elevate. You will never be a bright light that you deserve to be and to be your highest and most empowered self. And that's what I want for all of you, to be your best, to be your most empowered self. We all deserve that, right? Number two, to shift from being invisible to being the brightest light. Now, this is something that a lot of people will say, no, it's not true. And that is, you have to have a faith, whatever that faith is for you. I'm not pushing that, but this is my personal opinion. This is Marlene's opinion from life and experience. I know that when I was trying to do everything on my own, I was going through so many things that I thought I could fix things. You have to have something that you give your problems to. You have to have something you give your problems to. For me, I give it to my God, my Savior, my support, my the one that covers me and protects me. See, people really don't understand that it's not just acknowledging God when the things are going good in your life. What about acknowledging God in the bad times, in the dark times, saying, thank you for my life. Thank you for hope. And I know that all those times where I was struggling, those times where I was very discouraged, those times where I was battling mentally, those times where people were against me, trying to take me out of here, doing so many evil and dark things to me. I know that if it wasn't for my faith, I wouldn't be here still. My faith has kept me sane. My faith has brightened my light, because when other people leave you and abandon you, I know for sure that my God is with me every step of the way. When people abandon you, nobody can stop you from praying. So don't forget about faith. Don't forget about doing those things to pour into yourself. And there is nothing that is going to strengthen you like the Holy Spirit. Okay? The next thing to shift from being invisible to visible is confidence. Confidence is key, Motivators family. Confidence is key. If you are not confident, you cannot brighten your light. Hey, Doretha, how are you doing? Welcome. Let's see, I missed a comment. Always says, Father God, thank you for being the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, and so it is so. Amen. Yes, I know. I can't tell you guys enough. When I was going through the hardest, darkest period of time in my life, and I think everybody has sometimes, or maybe you're going through it right now. But when I lost well, shouldn't say I lost, when my whole family, when we lost my dad from cancer, and then 7 months later my mom passed away, and then 8 months later my aunt passed away, and then I had another loss of a dear friend. When I got those four losses, I felt like I was losing my mind. I felt invisible, like nobody saw me. And I have to tell you guys, when you feel invisible, when you feel unsupported, you are expecting for a human to fill the space that only God can fill. I know from experience. You have to stop expecting for human beings to give you only what God can give you. Only God can know how you feel on the inside. Only God knows every little detail of your life, and He knows how to help, how to shield, how to protect, how to provide, how to be everything that you need. And I'm grateful for that goodness, because God's goodness, God's mercy, God's loving kindness, His compassion for me helped me to say, it's time for you to stop doing for everybody else, and it's time for you to stop doing for yourself. It's time for you to start. So, anybody who's listening right now, and you've always been doing for sister, auntie, friend, cousin, spouse, this person and that person, it's time for you to start thinking about yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it doesn't make you selfish. It means that you love yourself, and it means that you're worthy and enough. So brighten your light. Many people profess faith, right? Oh, I believe, but the moment where you need your faith the most, this is the time where you need to be praying. This is the time where you need to be in your word, reading. This is a time where you need to be, pouring out your heart. You need to be meditating. You need to be surrounding yourself by people who can give to you. This is not the time where you're trying to hold yourself up. It's nothing wrong with leaning on other people to help you. And I say help in very, skating on thin ice with that. But there are some people that are only in your life not for what you give to them. They're in your life for just because of who you are, your goodness, your kindness, your potential. And when I really started to see that there are some people that they want me to be my best. They're rooting for me. See, and you got to find those people. And it may not be the people that are around you. That's something that I had to learn when I was feeling invisible in very dark spaces, very low self-esteem. I felt very invisible, like nobody cares about me, feeling sorry for myself. I realized that I was feeling sorry for myself because I was depending on man. I was expecting for people to give me what only God can give me. And when I reset my mindset and stop expecting for humans to do something other than what they were made to be. They're humans, they're imperfect. They can't know how you're feeling. They can't support because every single person has their own stuff going on. So my light became brighter when I allowed myself to shine through God's glory. God's Holy Spirit was around me, was inside of me. See, many of us don't understand that. God has something special for you. And when I really embrace that God has something for me and me only. It don't belong to my parents, who you're in a relationship with, people on social media. This is my blessing. And nobody can take that away. And I'm telling you, that's when I started to illuminate, literally glow. You become a glow with the Spirit. When you believe that I know everything that I endured, everything that I overcame, it was only because God was covering me. Only because God see me. And only because God said, continue on. I got your back. You're not you don't have to do anything but just show up. I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to guide. I'm going to protect. I'm going to put good people in your life. I will support you. I will nourish you. I'm right here. And when I started to not only say that, because one thing is people say, trust God, but it's another thing to believe, to give it all and say, I step back. I'm going to wait and I'm going to let you be God. I'm going to let you control things. And I'm not going to try to control things. I'm not going to try to take things back. I'm going to say, I need help right now. I don't know. I don't know what's next, but God will lead the way. And I know that He will do it for you because I know that He did it for me in my hardest, darkest, when people had abandoned me, had disrespected me, backstabbed me, used me. When I needed a friend, Have you guys ever been so good to people? You've been a good friend, you've been a good sibling, you've been a good spouse, you've been a good this person, you've been good to so many people. Have you guys ever been where you just need someone to be there for you? And you look around and it's crickets. It's nobody around. But don't think because men leave you that God will do the same. Mhm. You're dealing with the spirit world, and there's nothing that is more illuminating, more bright. You're talking about the most high of the universe. God knows everything. He knows what you need. He knows what you're going through. And for me, that was like a just putting his arms around me, just being under God's wings, to cover me and protect me. Because sometimes in life, it feels like it's just a rain cloud, a dark rain cloud following you. It's like nothing is going right when actually we feel like it's not going right, but you're in the preparing business. He's helping you to believe in yourself. He's showing you how to stand on your own 2 feet. He's showing you to depend on me and don't depend on other people. When I tell you I got so much stronger that year when I put not only my trust, I put my loyalty, I put my faith, I put everything. I'm going to put all my eggs in that basket because I know that God provided for me. So I'm telling you from what I know, that when I trusted God with everything, He is going to lead the way. He is going to support you and He will be there for you. That's one of the best ways that I came from a very dark, a very low, depressive, low confidence, everything going wrong in my life. I know that if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here still. And I'm so grateful to still be here. When people look at me, you guys just have no idea what I've been through. I'm just sharing one thing, losing 4 people in 1 year. Yeah, I know that people have been through probably worse than me. But for me, that was the darkest, hardest period of my life. And during that time, I didn't feel I had support. I didn't feel that I even had one person in my life that cared about me. That probably wasn't true because I was just grieving too much. I was too sad. And I remember I used to cry myself to sleep every single night, cry, 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 cry all night. Then I would go to work. You put on because you got to provide for yourself. And then I would come home and I would cry. So I found out from my therapist that I was a functional depressed person. And you could be doing all of the things that people will be looking at you and say, you're so strong, but they don't know what happens when you go home, when you close your door, or in the bathroom, or wherever you are. But God knows. God sees you. I want to say that to somebody who's listening right now. God sees you. He knows what you're going through. Trust Him. Pray. That is something that more people need to do. Pray when it's going good, when it's going bad, and when it's in the in between. Pray. Okay. Number 4. What will help you to be the brightest light that you can ever be? I had to learn this, and that's discipline. Discipline is one of the hardest things as a motivated person that will brighten your light. You will illuminate when you learn discipline. You have to learn what things are conducive to your personal growth. What's going to help me to grow and what is not helping me to grow. When you find what is the holes, what is the leaks, what is stopping you from being the best person that you can be. And I had to learn, I had to get tougher with myself and not just being in the comfort zone. Getting uncomfortable is what brightened my light. I had to start putting myself out there, trying new things, using my gifts, maybe not following what everybody wants me to do, but doing what has always been inside of me to do. But I have just allowed fear to control me. And when I started to tap into What am I meant to do? What is my purpose? What is my passion in this life? What makes me smile? What brings me peace? And that right there is what you should be doing, Motivators family. What brings you peace in here? And you will be so excited about it every time I talk about inspiration, when I talk about self-love, when I tell people to continue on, to be your best self, to love yourself. I feel so good because I'm not speaking from what I've read in a book. I'm speaking from what I learned. I know what it feels like to feel like a loser, to feel unloved, to feel abandoned, to not be supported, even though you have a lot of people. Many people have it completely wrong. They think just because you have a lot of people that you have support. Mm-mm. No. You can have a big group of people, but it doesn't mean those said people pour into you. What I had to learn is the discipline that don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Join support groups, get some therapy. I worked on myself. I had to get tough and stop being ashamed because there's a really big shame around getting therapy, talking about what you've been through, why you procrastinate, why you're doing whatever it is, and even talking. I had to talk to my therapist about some abuse. It's not always the sexual abuse, but it could be the verbal. It could be abandonment. It could be being cheated on. It could be people not friending you or whatever it is that you need. That will definitely dim your light. Because if you feel like, well, I'm not important enough for people to support me, that will definitely lower or lessen your light because you feel like, why should I even try? Nobody cares about me. And it couldn't be furthest from the truth. When I started to understand that some people just don't want to support, don't like me, were never good for me, or it was that maybe it's time for me to make my own route. I had to start making my own lane and being disciplined to say, I got to walk this road alone. Stop telling people your business. Stop telling people the moves that you're making and just go forward and do it. I'm telling you, my light became brighter because the more that you keep doing things for yourself, like I started to go to my support group. I started to exercise, taking better care of my skin and my hair and my teeth. I did things that filled up my cup. And only you can know what that is for you because we're all different. We all like different things. And when I started to do more of the things that I love, that made me feel good, that I felt like I was getting something back, some benefits, some residuals of everything that I had put out there. When you feel seen and heard, your light will become brighter and you'll just be glowing. I have become so much happier now that I'm doing what I love, what I'm passionate about. If you really want to be the brightest light, you have to do what you love. You got to get outside that comfort zone. You got to stop listening to what other people want. And you got to get out of your own mind of thinking, I'll do it when my situation gets better. Right? Because I made that excuse. Oh, I'll do it in 6 more months. When I lose weight or when this person supports me. We're never going to have perfect situation. You may never have people to support you the way that you want to, but don't let that be a deterrent. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, no matter who hurts you, no matter who supports you, you are the one that has to choose to say, I am visible. I have something important to say. I have something to do in this life. This is my gift. When you look at your life as a gift, what you do, what you're about, if you love what you do, if you believe in that, if you surround yourself by people who believe in your gifts, you're most definitely going to be shining your light brightly. And the last point is that in order to shine your light in the best way possible, you have to want it. You have to want it. And it's like Les Brown always says, you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry for it. You have to want it. You have to desire it. You have to go after it. So don't sit down. Don't make excuses. Go for what you want and believe in yourself. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't give up. Shine your light brightly and look for the things that are dimming your light and remove them. It may mean you may have to block some people, sister, auntie, mama, cousin, ex, people on social media. You may need to get a different job. You may need to move away, maybe to save some money and start pursuing some of your passions. Go for it. Pursue those passions. Do some traveling. Start your business. Love on yourself. Stop making excuses. Go to that doctor. Stop ignoring those things that you have inside that you've been kind of pushing to the back of your closet. Oh, I'm okay. Stop telling yourself you're okay when you're not. If you got some mental health things that you need to address it one by one. One thing that therapy taught me too is to not overwhelm myself. Stop trying to do things perfectly and just do things the best way that you can. You always win when you give it your best effort. You're not a failure, you're just learning. So learn the lesson, grow, be confident, be disciplined, love yourself, pat your own self on the back. You know, we give so much compassion to so many people, but do we have compassion to ourselves? It's a lesson. So let your light shine brightly, Motivators family. Be bright, be that bright source. Don't let people drain you. Don't let people step on you and bring you down. Believe in yourself. Know you can do it. And as long as are doing what you are supposed to do in this world, you will always be a winner. You will always be successful. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Don't let other people be the one to define whether you are successful. You're successful just because you exist. You're successful because you were made for a reason and a purpose. So tap into that purpose. Love the woman or the man that you are. You are a queen, you are a king, and you are enough. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the Red Zone series. We may be a little messy. Tomorrow, we're talking about why a woman goes through a man's cell phone. Are you ready for that? Me and Boss Life Online will be covering that on the Red Zone series on tomorrow. So tune in for that. I thank you guys so much. I'm humbled always. And I want to show my appreciation. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to the channel members. I really appreciate you guys. You guys don't have to be here, but I appreciate the ones that are and that you're learning and you're growing. Hey, James, how are you? I'm just about to get off of here, but I thank you for coming through. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And everybody who is here, shine your light brightly. Be your best self. Be happy and do all of the things. Don't let other people's anger, dysfunction bring you down. You know what I say over here? Love your life and live your life. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach, and I'll see you guys in the next one.